Hello, beautiful Capricorn. My name is Ivona Rose, and welcome to my channel, Rose Healing Light. Thank you for being here. I'm really happy that you are here. This will be a reading with spiritual guidance for the month of December 2022. Yes, and it will be for the sign of Capricorn. So this will apply to to your sun sign. So if you have Capricorn as your sun sign, or to your ascendant sign or moon sign, also to Venus. And you can also watch it for any placement where you have Capricorn in your chart. You can try it too, right? Sometimes you will also get a relevant message. Like, for example, I don't know, it comes like if the fourth house is, you have Capricorn in fourth house, you can kind of listen and see if there is a message for you there also. But that's up to you. I think the main focus is usually on the on sun, the ascendant, right, the rising sign, and also the moon sign. Yeah, enough. Also, the other piece of information that I usually, when I do the readings, I connect with the angels and with the archangels. And I've already asked Archangel Metatron and Archangel Michael to be with us and to bring protection and blessings for you guys and for me, for myself, so for all of us, so that we can have a great experience and I can deliver the reading as best as I can. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. I have already drawn and prepared the cards, so most of them at least, and then we can just get some clarifiers if we need them. But let's see. So we'll start. Okay, I'm feeling a little bit short of breath, so I don't know if that's this might be a message maybe for some of you. Just make sure that, and I think it just stems like as if there is some blockage maybe a bit in your heart. So just pay attention to those, you know, to if you feel like this, maybe just make sure you deal with this, or you do breathing exercises. But just let's start with your, so this is the theme for the month of December for you, Capricorn. The theme is transformation or overall energy. And it says, the card says, things are changing at a cellular level in deep healing. What I felt also when I kind of put down the cards, that something, so the main thing is something is changing in your life, Capricorn. Many of you may have been already undergoing probably transformation, and many of you may have gone through a lot of changes in your life, perhaps have been undergoing transformation and transformational processes, probably also including the deep healing and healing process. And that's probably because Pluto, for those who know astrology, we've had obviously Pluto in Capricorn for really many years. I know it affected me personally because I'm actually a Cancer, but obviously Capricorn is just the opposition. But coming back to that, and to obviously, we are now reading for December, so a fairly short period of time. So the theme is transformation, but it does seem like, in terms of like what this relates to, it seems like there will be there's an aspect there's an aspect either of your finances or your material, like any material possessions, let's say, or anything to do with your material life, right? It could also relate to potentially like relationships, but there is something about actually maybe control, or some tighter, maybe some restrictive nature of things, maybe some tighter nature, like tightening of maybe of your spending. But I'll show you the cards in a moment what I saw. So let me just start what I saw in the other cards. But what I say, like whatever we will discuss, so I think the transformation does relate to a situation, perhaps, or something will come up in the month of December, and you will be asked, so you are part of this, and you will be asked, or you are asked to participate in this transformation, in the way that, well, do your let's say do your healing work if you've been doing this, right? Do your meditation. So do any kind of, let's say, practice or spiritual practice to help yourself and to make sure that you come first to balance your energy, and then it will be easier also to resolve any challenge or any issue that comes up. All right, so let's let's now go. So I've got past, let me just, sorry guys, I've got past, present, and future for you. Let's start. Apologies if there is a little bit of yeah, there's a lot of sun today in my room, so maybe it is not like the best lighting, but there is four. So 4 of Earth is the past position, and this comes actually with adjacent possibilities. Yeah, the card, but the card is reversed. So the way it feels to me, with especially with the four of earth. So four of earth, mm, it is like a kind of miserly card, right? So if it relates, let's say, to money and possessions and material possessions, especially, it means that you are probably too tight with money, or you don't want to spend too much money. You are worrying. Maybe there's also too much worry and fear around. Maybe around the future, right? Or around how much how much are you, like, you are earning and how much you are spending. But it is definitely about, like, this is a bit of a tightness, and I would say like tight control. It does feel like it's a little bit out of balance. It's possible also that you have been brought up this way. Maybe one of your parents was like this, so you may have been brought up this way at home, and then obviously this somehow, obviously when we grow up and go through our challenges and experiences, then it affects us, right, very often, because it's a pattern, right? It's a very deep pattern. And the adjacent possibilities card, so normally in the upright position, it would say that obviously there is always a different, let's say, possibility. There's always another solution, right? So like in general meaning, and it does normally it does ask you just to, let's say, look at other possibilities or other opportunities or other solutions. In this case, again, this is a past position. It does relate to the fact that either you were very tight with something, or maybe you were controlled and then you didn't realize that you were controlling maybe your finances. Or sometimes it can also apply in relationships. So maybe you have been controlling towards a partner, or it can be like the other way around, right? That you may have felt controlled, let's say, materially or financially by a partner, or maybe even by one of the parents. This is how it's coming. Yeah, and obviously this card is kind of telling you that obviously you weren't probably able to see, like, the other way, the way out of it, or you weren't able to see, for example, other solutions which you could have applied, or yeah, like other possibilities, right? So it's a little bit like feeling a little bit tied, even like tied down by some restrictive nature of things, right? Or restrictive people as well. Let's So this is the past, and obviously you're starting there, right? So something is coming up to just show you that if it's so coming back to our transformation. So if it's a pattern for many of you, if it's a pattern, many of you, I feel many of you do know your own patterns, right? And you've been probably working on changing them and releasing some aspects of like a kind of bondage and being tied down to some past patterns. So yeah, so this just, so the card just suggests that if this is a pattern coming back, then you probably will have to deal with something during the month of December, and you will have the opportunity to release it. You do have an ace in a future position, which means that it actually symbolizes a new beginning, or at least it feels like a new fresh way of doing things as well, right? So it feels like it's ending. It will end more positively maybe that you expect at the moment. Yeah. Page. So in the present moment, in the present position, you have Page of Air, and you have that actually with a card called Envy. And then the envy card, yeah, the envy card comes out reversed. And I will speak I will speak to this in the moment. I feel like it's a little bit lighter than normally, right? Envy can be a bit of a heavy emotion, right? And we can have heavy feeling. Like, I know I sometimes get that when I hear envy, but it feels like it's a little bit lighter. Again, maybe you've been clearing some stuff from the past. It could be also envy from others, not always easy to deal with. Again, I know myself, but let's just focus on the present card. So Page of Air, it does feel to me, so in terms of, and this is also like the central position, so the situation that you will perhaps encounter in December will be about, and this does say, for example, challenging information, delays or changes to plans, right? And truth delivered without tact. But the way it's coming to me is like that there will be something, yeah, challenging news or challenging information coming to you about the situation or about the matter. It could be a material or financial matter as well. It does feel like for many of you it may also relate, like, intertwined with relationships, right? Or a relationship with someone. And yeah, so this is the main, so this is probably the situation will involve communication. Something may be delivered, like the information will be delivered to you also, perhaps maybe not in the, as it says here, without tact, so maybe not in the best possible way. It may be a challenging information, but I feel you have the strength And we do have couple, you actually have two different strength cards. So you've got this, and I feel you have the strength to deal with this. And you have the strength, and you have, like, as if you have the ability to transform yourself and to kind of come out on the other side, right? So you'll be actually, I feel like you'll be happy by the, either by the end of, let's say, by the end of this issue, or by the end of the situation, you will be happy with this, with the, let's say, with the resolution of it, right? But it may not all happen in December. It may also, yeah, it may not all happen in December, but you will know what I'm talking about, because it's supposed to come up in December. As for the cards, and just coming back to this card, envy. So obviously the main, so this is a lot about communication, how the communication was delivered to you, but then about you obviously taking some time to perhaps like heal, do some healing work, do some meditation, a reflection, transform yourself, and then you'll be able also to transform, find better solutions and transform your life. Actually, this is how it's coming, but maybe this pattern needs to be transformed. And the envy, yeah, here it feels like it's envy, it's like jealousy from other people, very often. So for those who have been healing a lot, you probably may have had like experience of narcissistic relationships. Maybe one of your parents was very narcissistic, maybe very controlling, because with the Four of Earth, right, that we have had in the past, this card definitely talks about, yeah, like people controlling people, basically, right? So obviously, so the way, so by looking at the present card, there will be something that will come up, conversation, and then communication, right? And probably you all know that, but obviously if there's conversation, there's also a situation around that, right? But the envy may be like an underlying emotion. That's, so someone is, for example, communicating something to you, not being maybe even fully aware that they have still jealousy from the past, or they are being controlling, and they have always been, and they may not be fully aware of that, right? So it's probably your job, and it's your, let's say, thing to make sure that you work, let's say, for the best of yourself, and you transform, right, whatever you need to transform, and then you can come out of the situation, or come out of that unpleasant situation, yes, in a better way, more positive. And towards the future, so as I already mentioned a little bit, we've got Ace of Fire. Ace of Fire, actually, so in this case, because you guys are going through some change, and something that you will need to, yeah, something will challenge you, and you will need to approach it. And this actually does feel like, as I said, it's like a new, fresh way of doing things, and approaching, let's say, resolution, right? So resolution of things, of situations, even from the past. So coming back to our transformation card, right? This does, I feel like this does say, yeah, that you have been transforming patterns. You have been going through healing, at least for many of you who know that. Like for those who are starting, or maybe have had just recently this kind of experiences, that I'm sure you will be able to apply, hopefully, what I'm saying, like the message to you. But it is just, yeah, it's just transformation of old patterns. That's how I'm feeling. Anything that comes up, you probably will recognize it. Okay, this is what happened before. Here we go. This is the pattern. But now I can approach it better, right? I can heal myself. So remember also just to perhaps do a bit of reflection work, like take your time, and take time for your meditation as well, just so you can balance your energy, balance perhaps the clarity, like balance your mind, and then you will be able to approach it in a kind of fresher, in a new way, right? And find actually positive. It actually comes like it, and find positive resolutions. But on the other hand, this card, the future card, does come with two reversal cards. And I'll tell you, yeah, one is the Angel of Strength, not this one. And this one is Archangel, maybe a Meta, and this is 6th chakra, Archangel Metatron. So this is basically third eye chakra. So that's in your forehead, and this is the Angel of Strength. So normally these cards, okay, so they both came reversed. They do usually say that you have the strength, and you have the courage, let's say, sorry, the strength card, not this way, this way. Okay, I think Archangel Metatron wants me to work with him quicker. So I think his message, let me just deliver this message. I think this card is very, very strong, is trying to tell me. Archangel Metatron, 6th chakra, is the third eye chakra, for those who know chakras, and it relates very strongly to intuition. It also relates to intellect, but I feel in this case, it is about intuition, and it is about making sure that you listen to your intuition, and you kind of follow, right, your intuitive guidance as well, right? So I think it comes out reversed with the Strength card, to remember yeah, I think it's just to give you like an extra message, like a let's say double message, that your strength, you are a spiritual being, right? You feel, you have the heart, so you don't always have to, like, not everything is in the mind. And yeah, not everything, let's say, is like as if, let's say, other people want to see it, right? You are a separate sovereign being, and you have your intuition, you have your heart, you also know how you are feeling. Intuition is very often related to how you feel inside of you and the inner knowing. So, and I feel like Archangel Metatron is actually asking you to definitely make sure to bring your strength, so to bring this card upright, right, as the angel of strength, and to make sure that you kind of bring up your strength is like you need to follow your intuition. You need to trust yourself, trust the inner guidance that you are receiving, and trust your intuition. And this is probably also key for you to kind of, you know, to take this fresh approach towards towards any situation that comes up, or maybe even towards that person who has been controlling in the past, right? And sorry, and then at the same time, Archangel Metatron is also asking you that, for example, you can work with the intuition if you are not sure about your guidance. Call upon angels or archangels of the light if you've worked, for example, with Archangel Michael, or, well, Archangel Metatron comes very strongly. So you can ask Archangel Metatron for help. Any help, like if you are unsure, just call him and ask, please send me guidance or give me the clarity, right? He says it's usually a very simple thing. If you've been connecting with your intuition and with spirit, God, universe, I'm assuming that many of you, or most of you, did already and do because you are also listening to this kind of readings, right? So yeah, keep connecting. Connect please with Archangel Metatron. He's always there and he can help you find clarity and send you maybe a further guidance as well. And here with all of this, what I've just said, just to show you, because I've probably been talking already about this, I have the, guys, I actually just wanted to apologize a little bit. I'm just trying to make, yeah, I apologize if the light around me and around the cards is not the best, but I'm still fairly new to using the camera. I'm just trying to figure that out. There just seems to be a lot of sun today, but it's a good sign, right? We have a lot of sun at least, so so that's a good thing. Life experience. So this is actually your challenge position, and life experience here in this deck is actually the Tower card. Yeah, and don't, so please guys, just nothing to be probably scared about. Yeah, and it does suggest obviously that something may happen unexpectedly. So we've already spoken, right, about the communication, a challenge, a kind of communication or news being delivered not in a nice way, right, and not maybe in a proper way, but you will be able to handle it. And the challenge with the whole of it is probably that it may come unexpectedly. It may kind of, like, I think it may shake you up a little bit, or maybe not, but it kind of like, it may tremble you a little bit, right? So you may feel unsteady because of that. And very often Tower moment, or when we receive something and it's unexpected, or yeah, in this way, it kind of course it can like put you out of balance, right? So yeah, but I feel like there's nothing to worry about. Archangel Metatron comes in strongly again, and he asks, he's asking, so I feel like he's asking that you continue to do your spiritual practice and you continue to work with angels and your spirit guides. And Archangel Metatron is inviting you to also work with him to receive help, and to receive help, and to ask for any guidance and anything that you need. Yeah, so this, I think this card just mainly indicates that the challenging bit is that it's unexpected. It may come suddenly, and it may, you know, it may just try, obviously this thing will change something for you, but you just need to deal with this and approach it in a new and maybe more positive way than you would do in the past. And just so, and this is the environment. So you also have a card for the environment. It does come though, okay, but that's reverse. It came with the anxiety card. But the Three of Fire, this is actually it feels very positive. So in the environment and whomever you are dealing with, there are other people or home, I don't know, any work environment. Anyway, anything that is obviously external to you. Three of Fire is actually about expansion and growth. Actually, it does come more as an expansion. So obviously, I would say don't be afraid. Anything that comes up and it feels weird, I'm not sure, I think I have to show you, okay, I feel this card wants to be seen as well. So the Four of Earth, right? Anything that kept you a little bit stuck and like kind of restricted, constrained maybe a little bit, right? So don't be afraid, because that's why the Tower, so that's why something maybe suddenly comes up to kind of shake you up and shake things up, so that you can release, you know. So I feel like the Tower, something will come up, and the energy may be strong, but it will help you release something from the past, maybe release your own attachments, release some emotions, yeah. And once you've released that, you will be kind of fresher, let's say, or will be better off to deal with this, let's say, again, or just to resolve the situation. And Three of Fire, again, it's in your environment. It does feel fairly positive, and it's a card of expansion. So anything that happens, I don't think that is as much as waiting for something, but probably this card is telling you not to rush with anything, but just take things step by step. But I feel also that you can actually keep moving forward. So don't also, so whatever happens, don't let this block you. So whatever is this Page of Air, this communication, this strange news, right? I would say don't let this block you in any way, and don't give it too much power or attention. Yeah, I feel, again, you do have the strength. You actually do have, so I've got just, I'll show you straight away, you've got an outcome card, and this is a beautiful card, Strength, right? Archangel Ariel. So she's also asking, you can connect with her. But this is your outcome card. So obviously the outcome altogether with this tells you that you do have the strength, you have the courage, and you've got, let's say, your inner ability, right? So anything, so you know how to, you will be able to handle it, and you know even how to deal with this, right? Yeah, even though some people may not perceive it this way, right? And you may need to kind of, you may need to face or maybe talk to people who have challenged you in the past with their behavior, but I'm sure you're going to manage, at least with the strength cards. And Metatron reminds you about the intuition, right? And the importance of intuition. And yeah, just to finish, the Three of Fire, yeah, it's expansion, taking things also step by step, but you will be able to move forward. So obviously the Ace of Fire was your future position, right? And it does show like a new fresh start or refreshed kind of way of doing things. And the Anxiety card came up reversed. So yeah, I think it's a positive sign that obviously, even if the anxiety comes up, because I can imagine that it can, especially with the Tower card, I feel like, sorry guys, I feel like you know how to handle it, right? So if there's any anxiety, make sure that then you take time for yourself and take time to heal a little bit, right? Release it. You don't have to rush with anything. I feel like there's a message, right? So you can take it step by step, but you will be able to move forward. So don't allow anything, don't allow this, let's say, challenging conversations and information to block you from let's say, moving forward or doing whatever you want to do, or whatever, yes, or whatever you wish as well. This is how it comes. And one other, so the other card, so I've got this, so I've already talked about it, and I think we've talked that you have a lot of strength, right? So this was your outcome card. I don't think that there is any more. Yeah, I think I feel like Archangel Metatron again is just reminding you that you definitely have the strength to deal with this, but you have to remember also to rely on your intuition and spiritual guidance. Also, you can, perhaps you are listening to this reading, and you can listen also to other people who, for example, do readings, even astrological readings, to give you more knowledge if this is what you need, right? But you've got the strength to do it. You do. I've got one, and practice, and this is also just another, I've got another card. This is from the Moonology deck. It's called Practice Gratitude. Yeah, and this is, I believe that this is, yeah, I think it's just to help you. So the message from this, I usually take this as an advice card. Yeah, again, anything challenging, anything, I think it's just to help yourself perhaps to detach a little bit and to see things from a different perspective. Yeah, practice gratitude. So you can ask yourself, what am I grateful for in this situation? Or just maybe remind yourself that, have gratitude, have gratitude for yourself as well, and appreciation that I am, like, if you feel, let's say, so if the anxiety comes up, right, or any unpleasant emotions, right, or you feel shaken up, right? Yeah, so this is, sorry, I was just thinking about the word, but you know what, if something shakes you up, you feel obviously like unsteady, various different emotions can come up. So you can definitely find the time to detach yourself, right? And also even reassure yourself, like say, okay, I'm here, I'm grateful. You can also say, okay, I'm grateful to, I don't know, Archangel Metatron for being with me. I'm grateful to God, to the universe, that they've always provided for me. And I know that they're there for me, right? So I feel like the gratitude is more, like, bring the center of, like, bring it to yourself, but also raise, so gratitude also will help you raise your own emotion and raise your own vibration, right? But I do feel like be grateful either to yourself, what you've done, or be grateful, for example, to higher power like spirit, God, and archangels, right? And that this always, like, I know it helps me a lot, so I'm sure it's going to help you, right? And just one last thing, I usually, so this will be, I just want to draw one last card for you guys. This is from the angel deck by Kyle Gray. And so let me just have one card, please, for my Capricorn. Yeah, for the month of December. Oh, wow, I think Cancer probably had the same. But anyway, it does say, but I would say take it in a positive way. It says do the work, right? So it's, but I feel like this is like do your internal work, right? So I don't think that it tells you that it's not about working hard or working because someone tells you to do so. It's just more about be prepared, and the transformation, obviously this is also a lot about you, right? And you can always come out stronger on the other side, as I usually say it, right? So do the work is just reminding you. There's also quite a bit of like this yellow. Yeah, I feel like there's quite a lot of yellow, which is, one thing is the solar plexus chakra, but the other thing is I feel like there's positivity there and there is joy, but there's positivity, but it's just asking you and reminding you that do your inner work, right? Take care of yourself, do your meditation, and it will help you to listen, obviously, to your intuition, and then this will then help you to deal with any challenge and a situation in the external world. Okay, I think this is it, right? I think that this is the message I was supposed to give you. Yeah, so thank you for being here and for listening to my reading. I wish you, yeah, please do subscribe or hit the like button or share it with your friends if you like the reading, and I hope obviously it brought you some guidance and comfort and maybe some clarity. I'm also wishing you a wonderful Christmas and beautiful holidays, and if Christmas is, and anything else that you may celebrate if that's not Christmas. And I hope to see you also on my future videos. Take care. I'm sending you much love. Bye.